Hi, my name is Lucia. I'm a technology consultant at Continuous Technologies. This is the 7th episode in the Alteryx Tips and Tricks series, where we help you make your workflow reach its full potential. In this episode, we are going to be using tool containers. Tool containers are really useful to block off sections of your workflow to keep them from running. So to bring tool containers on, you can use multiple ways to do this. So if you draw a box around the tools you want to add, you can right click and choose add to new container, and it'll put a container around these tools. Now, once you have this container open, you're able to turn it off and on. When you turn it off, those tools will put dashed lines on top of them saying that when you run your workflow, these tools will not be ran. You can also minimize this if you don't want to look at those tools anymore, and it'll put them into a tiny little section which you can move around on your canvas. Now, if this tool container is on and it's minimized, note that it will still run all those tools even though you cannot see them. So be careful when you're minimizing it that you're actually turning it off if you want it to be off. Now, to delete a container and to delete only the container, not the tools within it, you can right click on that background and choose delete container only. Now, it's going to take a second because my computer's lagging, but when this disappears, then when I run this workflow, it'll run all those tools in that section. So multiple ways to bring a container onto the canvas. You can highlight the tools like I showed before, or you can bring a tool container onto the canvas, drag the tools that you would like into that workflow or into that container, drop them in, and that container will fit to those tools. Now, another way to do this is building inside of the container if you haven't already built your workflow. So putting that tool container onto the canvas. Let's put some tools in here. You'll see that it stretches out as you add more tools into here. Now, something that I personally don't like, so I don't like building inside of these. If I want this tool out here and it's not within the bounds of the container, I would have to connect them. And you see the box doesn't get bigger because this tool is technically not in the container. I'd have to bring it back into the container, back in to stretch it out, and then shift that over slowly to where I want. You can also rename the containers as well, so when you're clicking on it, it'll populate in the configuration pane. You can change the colors of those, the margins, the transparency, and then here you can change that name, and you'll see it edit live right there. And that's how you use tool containers.